So as much as I have like this, I would say it's PTSD from that experience, because it was awful. Hey. I feel like it has been forever since I picked up the camera and vlogged. If I had an ideal vlogging schedule, it would be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But, sometimes that just doesn't happen. But that's a goal that I have, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, something like that. Unmedicated ADHD can dictate otherwise. Anyway, I didn't vlog all week because we got an email from the manager of the property, and they wanted to come inspect the house before they agreed to renew our lease. And I had never actually heard of that before. It kind of like makes me anxious because I guess Kameron and I have only ever rented apartments before, so we never had someone come to inspect to be like, okay, well, you're worthy of staying again. But I was talking to my other mom friends, and they're like, oh yeah, that happens every year for us. Every year. Like, they just come, they want to make sure that, you haven't destroyed the house, they want to make sure that you don't have any more adults living there than you initially said there were, so not too worried, but still, I used this as an opportunity to make the whole house completely organized because we still had some boxes from moving back in April. And I just really felt like, you know what, it's been almost a year. I need it to look like we actually moved in. I am so happy that everything is organized. I finally got all of my fabric out of the boxes. And if you look at this, I even labeled everything. Oh my gosh. Makes me so happy. And when I say everything, I mean everything. 22-inch zippers, 24-inch zippers, and so on. Rings for the toys. Hung up my most used patterns so they're easily accessible. I even got Kameron's disaster of an office all completely cleaned up. Yep, there were just, boxes everywhere. We still have a lot to do in here. Like, we have to hang up these things for his DVDs. Something about having a very nice, neat, tidy home that just really benefits my mental health. I don't know what it is about like clutter and everything, but if I walk into a room and it's cluttered and there's just, still boxes, it makes me feel overwhelmed like immediately. And I don't know if that's like an ADHD thing where I just like scan and I look at every single little thing, you know what I mean? But anyway, Kieran is down for his morning nap. He should probably be waking up soon. And the manager and the owner of the house are going to be inspecting in about an hour. So I'm trying to just, chill. I've got some projects that I do have to finish because one of Kameron's coworkers bought a couple of tag toys and teethers from me, and they weren't completely finished yet, so I'm assembling them right now. Just this cute little rainbow Pooh Bear and this little bunny rabbit one. I've also been working on some other things. This is a little drool bib that I'm working on for Kieran. I ordered these little tiny pre-cut Velcro that I'm going to use, and it's going to be a cute little drool bib. And then another one of Kameron's coworkers just had a baby, and her theme is the Lion King. And she also loves like Gucci and Prada and all those Italian designers. And Kameron was actually gifted a Gucci backpack for work from one of his coworkers. And he doesn't use the dust bag, so I made a cute little Gucci tag toy for her baby. I think I might just take this ribbon and go around the edge with it as well, just for, extra Gucci factor. I don't know why I'm so anxious about the owner coming in. For some reason, I just have it in my mind that they're going to come in and try to find something and be like, all right, yeah, we don't want to renew the lease. But I don't. Rationally, I know, because we pay our rent a week early every single month. I keep this place super clean. We don't have any holes in the walls. We don't have any extra people living here that, we weren't disclosing. So I just, anxious mom thoughts of like, great, I have to pack up everything and find somewhere else to live while we have a 6-month-old. Does anybody else do that? Like, something totally normal and innocuous is going to happen and you just think of like ways that it could go completely wrong. It's not good. It's not good for your mental health to do that. but sometimes it just happens. Like, you can't control it. Okay. I think you went back to sleep. And I mean, I know it's not just general anxiety. I had a really bad experience at our last apartment before I met Kameron, actually. And we had this manager that was hired by the company, and we had him for 3 years. His wife used to work with him until she left him. He had a bit of a problem with methamphetamine. Like, all of the OG tenants that had been there since before that that management company bought the building, they harassed us, tried to get us to leave so they could, flip the units and then make more money off of them. Well, they hired this guy and his wife, and then, like I said, she left him because of his habits. And I actually looked a lot like his wife back then. Like, she was also like almost 6 feet tall. We both had pixie cuts that were light in color. She was blonde. I had this color. But it was crazy. It's like he singled out me. He singled out the guy that was like diagonal for me. He singled out this elderly couple that was down the hall, all demanding like cash for our pets, and saying that he was going to call the fire department and have our animals taken away, or he was going to evict us if we didn't give him cash, like $500 cash. So what I did is I met up with the guy diagonal to me, and then there were a couple of other people that were also being threatened with their dogs and everything. And we all went to my doctor and got emotional support animal letters. After he was fired, and they had to evict him out of the unit that he was staying in, because sometimes they let the manager stay in a unit in, exchange for doing the job. They had to evict him from the unit that he was staying in, and I ended up seeing him out in Tent City around the area after that. So that just gives you like an example of what we went through for 3 years with this guy. And it was like we couldn't contact the management company by phone. You always reached a recording. It was just... I'm sorry, this is turning into a weird little story time that I was not anticipating happening. Long story short, I had a lot of PTSD from this manager because it was harassment for 3 years. There was a class action lawsuit happening against that management company. Once that guy got kicked out and, basically living on the streets, there was a while that we didn't have a manager, and it just felt like there was finally peace in the building. And then after that, they hired a new person who wasn't exactly great, and she ended up going to jail like 8 months after she was hired, and then her husband had to take over. I'm so glad that we moved out of that situation. And I've never really talked about it publicly before, but it was every day living there was like, oh, what's gonna happen next, So I think that's really the reason why I have anxiety when it comes to like owners and managers and like landlords and stuff. I mean, eventually one day we are probably going to be landlords, because that's what we want to do. We want to buy some units, but we don't want to be like slumlords. You know what I mean? Like, we want to treat our tenants really well and have nice amenities and actually like fix things when people request that they be fixed. I think because of our experience living in that old apartment, I can't even imagine being awful to a tenant that, like, a good tenant, So as much as I have like this, I would say it's PTSD from that experience, because it was awful. It was like 3 years with that one guy, and then almost another year with her, and then her husband was actually really fantastic. And that sort of got me feeling like, okay, I can trust them again. But then we moved out. But yeah, I think I just have a little bit of residual PTSD. So I just need to, remember that this is a totally different situation. It's a totally different person. She's not going to come in and, right off the bat try to like freak me out or like get me to leave or something, I'm fairly certain she's gonna see the condition of the home and be like, oh dang, all right, if you want to stay, like stay, keep our place looking good, you know. Anyway, sorry if that's too personal, but that's just kind of what's overtaken my mind all week and today. Got all the little tag loops placed and just gonna do the same thing over here on this one. I need to stop being anxious. They're not gonna try to kick us out because this house is not rent controlled. The apartments were. That's why they wanted to kick out the elderly couple that had been there for 25 years, because they still had a rent of $900 when the area was like $3,000. That's the only reason why the other people tried so hard to get us all kicked out, like the OG tenants. That's the only reason, because they wanted to flip our apartments and make a lot more money on it. So this is a totally different situation. The most they're gonna do, look around, raise our rent, and that's it. But actually love if they would do like a 2-year lease, you know, like just sign us back on for 2 years at the same price, you know, because of course they're going to raise the rent. But that'd be nice, because I feel like, you know, we've taken really good care of their house. So yeah, 2 more years here, that would make sense for me. A couple more years here before we go on and buy our own investment stuff. Okay, they're here. Wish me luck. Well, don't I feel so silly? They literally came in, looked around just down here, and they were like, it looks great, thank you. We're gonna go now. So I organized and cleaned all the rooms to perfection for no reason. Except now for my own satisfaction, of course. It's okay, Freckles, you can come out now. She loves to go hide up there when anyone comes to visit. You're all right, sweetie. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll get back to work. I literally feel like the dumbest person right now. I've been freaking out all week for no reason. And I knew, rationally I knew. And done. Now for some much needed coffee and some lunch. He's so cute sometimes. He's just waking up. Did you have a good nap?
Hi. Hi, buddy.
He's like, where'd you come from?
I know. Where did Daddy come from? Why is he upside down?
He came home for lunch.
Yeah.
You see what he's doing? How he's lifting his stomach? Because his head was up there on the fox, and he just, I don't know, he like moves around on his back now. That's his version of crawling, I guess. He's trying to get around. Oh, here's the gifts for Natalia.
Thank you.
If she wants to give us the plastic bag back, she can.
Okay, cool. Okay.
You sleep and lay just like your mom.
Yep.
It's
Odd positions.
What's the weirdest position? Is this one. This is what feels comfortable.
Show me what I do. That's exactly how he sleeps.
Exactly. Look, here he goes again. Look.
Yep.
Are those teeth bugging you? They trying to come in again?
He's so cute.
Should we go to the park? Now that the sun's actually back, we can go?
So lately we've been skipping the whole stroller thing at the park, and I've just been baby wearing. We were using the stroller, like the shade on the stroller, for a while. I did get him a little sun hat though. He despises hats, like hates them, will freak out if he's wearing one. But the weird thing is that he's fine with hoods. So I got him like this little sun hat. I'm hoping that since it's not super tight on the head that he'll just be okay with it. How'd you get over there, big boy? Are you secretly crawling without me knowing? Nah, it's just a little back scooching that he does. Look at this. I got you a cute little hat. Well, he's not complaining, so that's good. Well, I think we're going to enjoy our time at the park, but we will see you again next time. Bye!